I've heard that life is what you make it. I say, make room to grow. I'm your host, LaWanda Dockery, and this is the Make Room to Grow podcast. It all started with a dream about growing food, and who would ever imagine that growing food would lead to me learning about personal growth and development? Well, it did, and I want to bring you along for this beautiful ride. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Grow Nation. I hope this finds you well wherever you are on the globe. You already know that I hope you are looking forward to getting your hands dirty this weekend in the garden. Today we are talking about garden tools, and I want to know from you all, what are your garden tools? You can email me at info@makeroomtogrow.com. You can leave me a message at the MRTG podcast on Instagram for feedback. By all accounts, I consider myself to be a newbie, but I am learning so much this year in terms of what it takes to maintain a beautiful garden. Number one, you have to be an early riser. Now you may be saying, well, I'm not a morning person. I don't get out of bed before such and such time. But I guarantee you, if you commit to this, it is so worth it. I normally would not be an early riser, but in this season, God has really empowered me and given me a new spring in my step to get up early, check on the garden early after our 6 a.m. prayer call. And it has been such a blessing. It has transformed the way I garden. Number two, water early. It's similar to rising early, but you want to make sure that your plants have adequate watering early in the morning before the sun starts to really heat up and you don't want to burn your plants. Number three, you want to check the leaves. You want to do a thorough inspection because you want to see if there's anything eating up your leaves. Often if you turn your leaves over, that's where you'll find eggs of bugs or different types of pests that have their larvae under there. You want to really inspect. Like I know with greens, you'll often see the leaf peeled back or stuck back in a way that's unusual. So inspect your leaves. It will tell you a lot. Number four, I want you to play I Spy in the garden. You will find this to be a delight because you will go to bed one day and wake up the next morning. You'll be like, oh my goodness, I see a tomato. Oh my goodness, I see a pepper. Oh my goodness, I see a cucumber. A whatever you're growing. It is the most delightful part of all of this. You will literally go to bed one night, wake up the next morning, and you will have the beginnings of a fruit. Last but definitely not least, in your garden toolkit, I need you to tend to all deficiencies. Your plant will tell you what it needs. If you see that the soil is really light colored, it needs watering. If you see that the leaves are almost contracted or crumpled up, they're dehydrated. It needs water. If you see that there's yellowing, it may be deficient and it may need fertilizer. I need you to pay attention to deficiencies and what the plant is telling you by how it looks. I had a tomato plant toppled over by the wind last week, and I had to find a piece of wood so I could stake it, but I didn't want to put the wood post too close to the roots so as not to disturb it, but I put it on an angle, took a piece of string and loosely tied it around the main stem of the tomato just to secure it. That's part of what we need to do. We need to give the plants everything they need to survive and produce good fruit for us. And in saying that, imagine us. Imagine we're growing. We are the plant, if you will. And God is the husbandman. He's the master gardener. He is the one who knows in every season what we need. He knows what is going to fertilize us. He knows what is going to water us. He knows what's going to offer adequate nutritious value to us. He knows what experiences are going to strengthen the mix in our soil. He knows what's going to strengthen our root system. He knows what's going to cause us to be strong enough to be able to hold the fruit that we have been called to bear. Imagine God and all that He has to do with us to get us to the point where we're healthy, we're thriving, we're offering good fruit, we're offering healthy fruit, where we're not open to invasion and infestation by pests. Imagine God. It's mind-boggling. It is humbling to just see even just how precious we are to God. If we care about our plants, if we care about that type of thing, imagine how much He cares about us. So I get inspired by that type of thing. Well, here's your garden toolkit. I just hope that it blesses you. And until next time, I want you to think about those areas in your life where you are going to make room to grow.